So iDubbbz seems to be coming in clutch with a brand new video, coming clean ... released in the last 6 minutes. I think it's time for me to react, give my opinion on the new iDubbbz content. What does he have to say? I should hear him out. I'm seeing that we have his boxing coach and the child wife that the boxing coach saved, okay? Let's see what iDubbbz has to say, all right? Play that shit.
I don't know if this is your own theory or if it's just like implanted in your brain from all the other hate videos. There was never a bonus. I never spoke to these losers about a bonus. If you're gonna—
Oh, shit, okay. We're coming out with some heat. Coming out with some heat.
Gonna be a hater-ass bitch.
Losers. Hater-ass bitches. I'm loving it. All right. What's up, iDubbbz?
Take it the full way. By the way, the background is a work in progress, so you can just tune that out.
One of the big issues I have with iDubbbz right now is that his trim is always ridiculously bad. Like, just grow your hair out. You had a nice little mullet going on. Now we've got like this, whatever this is. This is why your self-esteem is in the gutter. This is why you're at the therapist crying. You gotta, you know, take care of yourself. Try to look good. You look like a school
Today, I'm going to be doing the thing that everyone tells you not to do, and that is feed the troll. One of the more important things that I want to talk about is my relationship with Anissa. I love Anissa. I love everything about her. I've only grown to love her more with time, and a lot of people online don't see it that way. For me, it's very obvious. I thought more people would be able to catch on. I am quiet, stoic, not talkative.
Stoic? You know, there's a lot of terms I would use to describe our boy iDubbbz here, okay? There's a lot, all right? I know you guys all know what they are. They're all pretty pejorative, but let's be clear. If there's any positive terms that I would use to describe iDubbbz, stoic is most certainly not one of them. I guess while we're on the topic of discussing him in a positive light, let me just say, I think he's one of the most resilient YouTubers I've ever seen. I mean, he clearly stands for whatever he believes in, even if it's a dumb belief or it's a belief that he knows his audience doesn't like, or knowing that you're gonna go and get beat up in a boxing fight that you didn't train for. You could say that he's very loyal to his wife. I mean, given all that she's put him through, both the humiliation that he's had to face online from her antics, but I mean, what, to describe this guy as stoic? I think it's funny that he describes himself that way, but certainly not how I would describe iDubbbz.
She is the opposite of that. She is loud, very talkative, social. People struggle to understand that dynamic, I think, especially me being a person who has made a career of talking online. So yes, Anissa will oftentimes, like in many relationships, be the more talkative one. We've been together for nearly 10 years, and all of it has been online for the public to see, and there are still people accusing her of cheating, accusing me of being in an abusive relationship. None of this is true, and there is no evidence for any of this except, like, I guess, body language experts coming on and being like,
Well, I think most people that are saying abuse, I don't know if I agree with that. I think they're mainly using that like jokingly, saying that what's happened to your career, your, I mean, body language, how depressed you look, the therapy sessions, the frequent therapy sessions. I think people just jump to the conclusion that your relationship with Anissa has been negative for you. And I think if we're looking at it career-wise, if we're looking at it financially, if we're looking at it reputationally, it's undoubtedly been a negative. So if you're looking at it from those perspectives, not good. If you're looking at it from, I guess, your perspective, where you love this woman and she's your wife and you're cool with everything that's going on, which you've said you are, and I mean, that's great, but I mean, you have put this all online, and so people are going to judge in the same way that you used to judge people, in the same way that you used to make content cops on people. You wouldn't just talk about what their content was about, you'd talk a bit about their character, perhaps say some words that weren't too kind, and yeah, like that's kind of the sphere in which you have existed. And it's not just, oh, she talks more than me, she's more outgoing than me. It's also, dude, I mean, she kind of puts herself in line to be a target. She is everything that the internet likes to make fun of. She's a woman who is opinionated and sells her body online. And on top of being opinionated, she'll also say some inflammatory shit. And that is a combination that will get you hate from all sorts of directions, okay? So that's why people don't like your wife. And by proxy, don't like you, especially when you cover for her as much as you do. And let me be clear, I get it. Being an opinionated woman, okay, it's a little unfair that they might get more flack than an opinionated man. I think Anissa makes more than enough reasons for people to actually dislike her past her just being a woman with opinions, okay? Let me clarify that.
iDubbbz is being stoic here. Therefore, he's in hell.
Okay, hang on. Watch the change there. Watch the change there.
I don't know what the fuck that was. I have never gotten.
Look at Ian in this moment. Oh my God.
Like, he looks sad. No, he is disgusted at her. He's depressed. He's so disgusted
Working
by this.
on.
He looks disgusted with this.
He looks so uncomfortable. He's like, should I be here? He looks so uncomfortable. Look at this guy's body language. He doesn't want to be there.
Look how miserable he looks. Dude, he looks miserable. Dude, he looks like he wants to kill himself.
I mean, I kind of want to kill myself now. Okay, so they're not a fan of the resting bitch.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I think iDubbbz just generally looks uncomfortable, eh? I guess that's what we're learning here, is that he's just always uncomfortable. It looks like a lot of the people that were shown in that were streamers and daily slop tent creators. So I guess it's no surprise that they're making surface level takes where they see a guy looking uncomfortable and go, hey, that guy looks uncomfortable. Like that, yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
Face. All right, well, I'm not going to smile all the time, fellas. And even when I smile, you guys still, like, contort it into he's so uncomfortable or he's smiling through the pain.
Burn.
Oh, he's so uncomfortable. And
No.
he's smiling on his face.
What?
But inside his eyes, you can see his pain.
That's-
In fairness, I will say, in defense of iDubbbz, I'm doing a lot of iDubbbz defense today, okay? I'm the IDF, iDubbbz Defense Force, okay? I think when you're saying something like, oh, that smile's fake, he's hiding the pain, you can't really know that. You're just saying that, okay? Judge the man by the character of his arguments and the claims that he's making in the marketplace of ideas. But to flip that script a bit, he does just generally have a soy appearance, right? He is the soy jack.
For some reason, well, not for some reason, for the reason of sexism and people's view on OnlyFans and them just not liking Anissa, they want to push forward a narrative that she is actively and continually cheating on me. And if you listen to freaks like this guy I'm about to show, it makes sense why. They are obsessed.
Anissa wants to have sex into having sex with Anissa. I think he wants to bang Anissa. Anissa was horny and wanted to have sex with this therapist while Anissa figured herself to it.
Yep. Do you think that makes her pussy wet?
Buddy.
I will say, I am not a fan of this graphic content. This content is too graphic for me. Me personally, I wouldn't be saying these kinds of things. Even if you think that they're silly to say amongst your friends in the privacy of your own home, I will say, broadcasting yourself talking like this, it is a decision. It is a decision, one that I would not make, okay? I've said some silly things in my day, but I will say this is a tad far.
Was she getting plowed?
That's what I'm saying.
What we're describing here is two grown men who are fantasizing about a stranger and his wife and what they do in the bedroom.
True. Points to iDubbbz. Points to iDubbbz here. I gotta give the credit where the credit's due. These two guys, okay, they're kind of getting a little freaky here. You know, do they need a room to themselves? Why are they fantasizing about what Anissa is shoving in her orifices? That's not cool. You know, there are criticisms to levy, but you're just making stuff up now.
Or don't do in the bedroom. That is creepy weirdo shit.
That is creepy weirdo shit. I am pro iDubbbz right now. Let's go. Fuck, he's winning me back, chat. Let's go.
Here we have iDubbbz with the bull, folks. There's iDubbbz with the bull.
He's using sexualized terms to describe a picture of me and my dog.
Holy angle, eh? Not the angle we wanted.
And what are we doing? So many people will tell Anissa and I of just like, don't feed into the hate. And it's like, okay, we're going to post some normal stuff. Anissa posts just me with a picture of my dog, and this is the type of commentary we get about it.
It's iDubbbz with the bull. Gorgeous Gabe plowed her.
Is iDubbbz winning right now? I think he's winning right now. This is great.
In the back room of the salon. 3-hour bukkake session with all of the male stylists.
If you're curious about the hairdresser these guys are talking about, I will point you to my disgraced boxing coach, Michael Briggs. For some reason, This stupid fucking loser and his dumb as rocks wife decided
This is what I need. I need iDubbbz talking shit. I need him fighting back. He got off his knees, off the floor, on the board. Look, you can have your criticisms of iDubbbz. He's fighting back here, and I like to see it. I like to see a little fight. All right, this is good. What is this couple gonna say now? They went on H3's podcast and aired it out. You think iDubbbz owes them anything now? Absolutely not. I think it is totally okay for iDubbbz to be swinging back. And if he wants to call his wife dumb as bricks, I'm not gonna stop him. That's awesome. Let's put some gas on this fire.
decided to go on the H3 podcast. They already spilled their guts. They were getting paid like $5,000 to go on this podcast.
I'm going to be sending you guys $5,000 for the bonus that you never got.
I think they were maybe afraid that they wouldn't get the money if they didn't thoroughly trash us. So them maybe thinking that they weren't trashing us hard enough, Michael Briggs decided to invoke the name of one of his presumably friends and say that Anissa was like thirsting after him.
She definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. Even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it.
For whatever it's worth, every time Michael Briggs, my disgraced boxing coach, would reference Gabe, he would always refer to him as Gorgeous Gabe. He couldn't help but refer to him as Gorgeous Gabe on the podcast.
I would call him Gorgeous Gabe.
He's a beautiful guy.
Yeah, he's got tattoos. He's large. He's tan.
I don't call him that. My wife doesn't call him that. If you have some unresolved sexual tension or fantasies, whatever the fuck it is, you need to keep that shit to yourself and not.
Hell yeah, iDubbbz. Call him gay. Call him gay now.
Project it onto other people. I wish the best to Gabe. Michael Briggs, on the other hand, absolute fucking creep weirdo. Now, I know a lot of...
Fuck yes, bro. Where has this guy been? Where has iDubbbz been? Now again, I would like some more than that. I need a little bit more, okay? Like, you're kind of teasing me here, iDubbbz. Get in there, all right? Call him some names.
A lot of this is very grotesque and obsessive. I would prefer if people didn't talk about me and my wife or other people in this way.
Again, you have to remember, while I agree that a lot of the detailed, this is what she's taking up the ass type subjects, I think that's a bit crazy. That type of commentary is just not for me. What I will say, though, is she is an OF body seller. Okay, she is selling her body on the internet. So don't be surprised when people are a little bit more likely to talk about her in that way, in that light, than your average, woman on the internet. You don't hear people talking about Marzia that way, or insert whatever, female wife of large YouTuber. Okay.
I briefly want to talk about the concept of being a lolcow, because these fucking losers, they love the concept of like labeling someone a lolcow and then like bullying them and watching their life spiral out of control. They won't, say as much. They'll just be like, yeah, we just do it for laughs. The whole thing's entertainment. It's just just innocent guys just having a...
I mean, it's also like an industry, right? Like, I don't think he should be so silly as to not understand that. Like, obviously, the lolcow terminology has kind of gotten out of hand, where we're labeling basically anyone a lolcow. Like, I definitely think at times iDubbbz has like bordered on that lolcow territory. I think that there are lolcows. Like, I think people obviously point to people like Chris Chan, maybe Wings of Redemption for a while. Obviously Boogie. I think one of the ones that I look at, like Shelbo. Okay, that's somebody that a lot of people like Chud Logic will cover. I don't like the coverage of guys like that. People that are like very clearly autistic to the level of like not understanding what they're putting themselves through. Like, if they looked at themselves in the mirror, they might not recognize who they're looking at type of autism. Like, when you have somebody that's like mentally ill or disturbed in some way, I don't like the exploitation of that. But when I see somebody like Pirate Software, that type of arrogance, that type of like lack of self-perspective, that is fun, okay? Because it feels like when you're looking at a guy like Pirate Software, you're not looking at somebody who is like disturbed to the point where they have no idea what's going on. Like, Pirate Software has the tools to become self-aware. He has the tools to step away from the internet, take time, think about it, meet new people, get new perspectives, stuff like that. But like a guy like Shelbo, that guy's like an autistic homeless person that like thinks that they're gonna date Pokimane. So while I don't necessarily agree with like the type of sexual stuff that Kino Casino has gone into, I will say that I don't necessarily have an issue with them making videos about iDubbbz,
I'm gonna laugh. Thankfully, Anissa and I are in a much safer and privileged position than many other people who are the targets of guys like this who want to bully them into submission. So now,
and because of those safety protocols that you're talking about, iDubbbz, I actually think it makes you like a more valid target of this type of behavior. I think if you were in a scenario like Shelbo, where you don't have that mental capacity, I would feel more bad for you. But because you do have those faculties about you, because you do have money, because you do have an audience, because you are in a good position, I don't feel as bad, because I'm like, well, I mean, like iDubbbz is a massive content creator. He knows what he signed up for. He knows what's going on. He can navigate this better than a Shelbo, for example.
Now I want to look at two different clips from these guys. There is the fat one and his cohort who are listening to Anissa describe, like, essentially having a hard time online, seeing people mock and make fun of her dad with Alzheimer's.
They were laughing at my dad for getting sick on some of these forums. What did you think?
What did you think? Because you shared it online?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's what people are going to do because they want to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
I don't think they probably even really believe the stuff that they're saying, but they know because it's extreme and like edgy that it will cause you mentally spiral like this.
If Big Guy here is referring to like YouTube commenters or Twitter comments or whatever, I totally agree. If he's referring to like commentary channels or like YouTubers, I agree a little bit less, just because I feel like as a creator you have a bit more. You have to have a bit more tact when handling something like somebody having Alzheimer's. Like I think I've made a lot of criticisms of like Anissa and iDubbbz. I don't know if I've talked about I don't even know if I knew that her dad had Alzheimer's. B, I don't think that that's something I would want to touch ever.
So that's why they do it. And you're telling them that it affects you. So guess what? They're going to keep doing it. This is how the internet works. It shouldn't be, but that's how it is.
The whole time, he is not saying that he is a perpetrator of bullying her. What he's saying is that other people are doing that. But he is doing it actively. In this video, he is bullying Anissa. And in other videos, he's literally bullied and made fun of her dad who has Alzheimer's.
With a late-stage dementia patient who is an extremist Muslim, and he sees his daughter covered in tattoos, married to iDubbbz the cuck, and he just freaks the out. iDubbbz is having to take him on walks through the neighborhood, talk to this demented guy.
Okay, that's a bit insensitive. I don't know about all that. Maybe the comments are gonna say that I'm soy. I think you can keep the dementia out of it. I don't think you need to talk about someone's dad and their Alzheimer's. That's a bit far. Not my type, not my cup of tea.
So this is something that he's very familiar with. But for some reason, in this moment, he refuses to take any ownership of the fact that
True. iDubbbz is cooking. Am I the only one? I think iDubbbz is cooking here.
He is part of the problem.
Like, that's what people are going to do because they want to get a reaction out of you. So that's why they do it. And you're telling them that it affects you.
He does.
Yeah, he should be saying that's why I do it. That's why I do this. And he keeps saying they and people. Yeah, okay. iDubbbz is making a point here. All right.
Doesn't want to admit it, and it makes you wonder why. And we get a little window into that at the end of the clip.
This is how the internet works. It shouldn't be, but that's how it is.
He says in this moment, it shouldn't be. Why the fuck do you think he says it shouldn't be? Could that be because it's wrong and it's a mean, evil thing to do? To acknowledge that someone is suffering and deciding that you are going to attack them online continuously for the thing that they are, either insecure or struggling with? It's plain as day that he's part of the problem, but he fucking refuses, like a coward does, to take any responsibility for him being part of the problem. I don't think a lot of these commentary channels want to be held to a higher standard. I think they want to comment on the strategy of things, and they don't want to reveal too much of their own morals or principles. This next guy is the perfect example of what I'm describing. He is being very critical.
Before we move on to this next topic, I just want to give my opinions on that dementia thing one more time. Let me be so clear. I think, on YouTube, there's a thing about immutable characteristics and stuff like that. And I think, like, when it comes to calling someone ugly, when it comes to calling someone, brain dead or whatever the fuck because they're dumb or they do dumb things, I think those are, like, totally fine and shit. But I genuinely think going after someone or someone's parent because of their fucking disease that they're dealing with, especially something like a neurodegenerative disease, it is insanely low. And I don't think that that's cool. I don't co-sign. I know that's like a very easy thing for me to say. I think it's very easy for most people to say, but I think it needs to be said. I think it needs to be stated, especially if it's going on. I don't know if it's going on YouTube or whatever platform that Kino streams on. I know that they're uploading VODs on YouTube. I think that that's something that they should probably apologize for. I don't fuck with that. Even if you're trying to like listen, if you're trying to make a joke out of it, maybe, but like to target a specific person and their father and talk about dementia in that way, I don't know. You're not gonna get any flowers from me. That's fucked up, I think.
Critical of me talking to a therapist. And by the way, that wasn't even a therapy session. I just happened to cry in that moment, and I was like, this might be able to communicate authenticity, so I'll include it.
And then Ian,
yeah, authenticity or not, it doesn't look good. People are gonna fucking call you cringe, call you soy, call you gay. Typically, when you're uploading a video of you crying in front of a therapist, it's not gonna look good, especially in the context that you were like describing the relationship between Hila and Ethan and how you can so relate to all the criticism that occurs online. It's like, dude, we're crying over that? Come on, chill out.
Ian goes on a podcast with a therapist and gets extremely real with him, which is a profoundly stupid idea. Like eating with your mouth full on camera. He of all people should know better than to go on a therapist's podcast and vent about his very real problems on a public forum like that, because people will use that information against him. Like this.
The same person live streamed his own therapy session where he actually cried.
If you're gonna be a hater-ass bitch, take it the full way. Take responsibility for having the opinion that crying online is pathetic and weak. Don't say I am the...
I don't think it's always pathetic and weak. I just think you're iDubbbz, so it's we're gonna criticize you more than the average person. Like, unfortunately, this is the environment you've built for yourself. People are gonna be more critical of you than average. But like, I remember watching PewDiePie when I was like 12 years old. I was watching him like cry to like Clementine having to shoot what the fuck was that guy's name? Like when PewDiePie cries at this moment, okay? I cried too, okay? And I don't think less of PewDiePie for crying here. My goat is crying.
Keep that hair short.
I will.
Look at my goat.
Myself.
He's crying. I'm even getting emotional now.
Good. And also...
What?
Look at my goat, bro. My young goat. Look at him. My goat is crying. Okay, I had no issue with this. In fact, I cried also. So no, it's not about crying online. It's about context. Everything is context. Actually, I want to make a further point. It's not just the context. It's also PewDiePie was adored and loved by many people at that time. You are not adored and loved by many people at that time. So the reaction isn't going to be, oh, my beautiful king, he's crying. The reaction is going to be, oh, that pathetic loser I don't like is crying. What a dork. So let me be clear about that. I think that's important too. But alas, I will let iDubbbz continue.
The enlightened centrist, and other people are going to make fun of you for that.
Because people will use that information against him.
People will use the information against me. Who's people? I'm pretty sure you're people. You're the one who's playing this fucking clip. You're the one who's making this video called the most toxic wife. I don't know why.
True. Spit on him, iDubbbz.
These fucking pussies don't accept the full troll mask. They're acting as if being sincere is impossible to do online. It's not impossible. It's difficult in the situation that Anissa and I are in, but we're making that choice intentionally. So you making this bold claim that we are like unaware what happens when Anissa talks about her dad who has Alzheimer's or me crying. Like now I'm going to react to people like you.
He misspelt this. Hold on. He misspelt critiques.
Now I'm going to react to a couple of these random creators who have made videos or statements about Anissa and I, just to give you a taste of what an average is. And additionally, like in making some of those videos, it just attracts a certain type of person where they're like, I'm going to list off a bunch of people I consider lolcows or people who are mentally like disabled, and I'm going to tell you to make fucking documentaries about them. And then in that case, like, I'm not fucking doing that. You seeing that?
He's understanding the slop economy. He's starting to get it. He's starting to believe the slop economy. It is real.
Happen right now with
Israel.
World of t-shirts. There's a lot of people who think they're like doing it responsibly or respectfully, and it's just hell. It's just like, what the f is any of this shit?
Bro, what is going on? Anissa legitimate.
Yes! Shit on Pegasus, iDubbbz.
Hell.
Shit on him.
It's just like, what the f is any of this shit?
Hold on.
Bro, what is...
Shit on Pegasus. iDubbbz, you should be fucking dropping the chauvinistic knee on this Floydian man, okay? You need to be fucking kneeling on this guy. Please. Pegasus has gotten away with it for too long, okay? Look at him. Somebody needs to do something about this, all right? I don't think it's okay that this guy is allowed to criticize anyone. Look at his trim. Okay, what is this patchy beard, huh? Hit the gym, buddy. Those nerdy glasses. Get owned. I don't like him. I'm sick of it, and your content sucks. You make Pegasus's content makes iDubbbz look like a fucking champ. All right, fuck Pegasus. I'm going mask off. I don't fuck with Pegasus. The slop, at a certain point, the slop has to have meaning. Okay. I tried watching a Pegasus video. I've tried watching numerous Pegasus videos. I can't keep up. Like, it's not that there's too much going on. It's that there's what is the narrative? It is slop manifest. And I'm not okay with it.
What is going on? Anissa legitimately convinced him his entire being as a person is bad.
Did I once say
what is that even? His entire being as a person is bad. Fuck you, Pegasus. iDubbbz, kneel on him now. Please. I will subscribe to iDubbbz if he kneels on Pegasus right now.
Entire being is bad? You're allowed to be critical of yourself and the content you're making. You would benefit from being a little critical of the content you're making. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, actually comment on what I was talking about. Do you agree or disagree with a statement that you should be making videos and documentaries about people who are mentally disabled because you are encouraged by your fan base to do so? Do you agree with that? Maybe engage with the prompt.
And fellas, and even fellettes, all right? Never, just listen up, all right? Never let your partner actually change you this much. Never let them convince you that you are so bad as a person, like everything you do, the way you act, everything you believe is bad, and you must agree to
Why on God's green earth is he using face cam? Why? Who told him this is a good idea?
Their way of life, everything they do. Obviously,
why do you think that she thinks everything I do is bad? I'm like, man, these people have fucking drank the Kool-Aid to a disgusting degree.
Obviously, if there's legitimate criticism taken into account or whatever, but this is legitimately tragic. He cannot.
I cannot hide my hate of Pegasus. It's not even, I'm sure he's a fine person outside of the internet, okay? I hate his success. I hate his content. And anyways, I just don't like him. He is so fucking stupid.
Not be proud of a single thing.
His opinions are the fucking AI YouTube compilation of whatever his comment section is. That's his opinion, all right? And he will never veer away from it.
Ever done in his entire life. He just feels guilty about all of it because of Anissa.
Dude, I'm proud of plenty of things. I'm not just going to go on stream and declare it. Like, what do you, like, it's so boring. Like, I don't want to talk about how proud I am of making the Airsoft Fatty documentary. Like, do you guys really need me to fucking bloviate about how I really enjoyed following the narrative structure of a fatty battling with his friends in Battle Creek?
It was my opinion.
Bro, having their cams go back and forth really makes iDubbbz look like a fucking champ, okay? iDubbbz looks like a Chad here, all right? And it's all because of the soyness of our boy Pegasus. Bro, I fucking okay. I need to stop hating on Pegasus. I'm realizing this is getting excessive. I don't even have like a good reason. I hate how many views his videos get because they're dog shit. You think my videos are bad? His suck.
Some of your content in the past was actually good before. It was actually logical. You made some good points. You don't need
Bro, what do you mean it was actually logical? Fuck you. What are you talking about logical? That wasn't why iDubbbz was funny. It wasn't why he was entertaining. Oh, your content was logical back in the day. That's not why I liked iDubbbz. What, like, did you even watch iDubbbz? Did you? I liked iDubbbz because he made fun of the Asian guy. He made fun of Asian Jake Paul and then made a rap song about it and said, your Asian boyish eyes. Like that, okay? Nothing about logic. It was just the entertainment of the content. It was banging. That's what it was. You're talking about fucking logic. This fucking Pegasus guy doesn't know shit.
To feel so bad about every single thing. You know, maybe you did some bad shit. You said some slurs. That shit was bad. Whatever.
Dude, I know. I just, this is so frustrating. I just want to say, like, a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about are going to be upsetting or they're going to be a downer to you because that's interesting. I don't know if it's because I have a higher threshold. It kind of feels like I do, right? A lot of the things that these commentators are commenting on is they're saying like, oh my gosh, that would crush me, basically, if my wife described me in that way or said that about me. And it's like, okay, it would hurt you. You're feeling bad through me. You think that I'm feeling those same feelings that you're feeling. I'm not.
Out of like good shit to your content as well. You're legitimately, fighting against like evil people and shit like that.
Because I'm sensing this guy as being his own version of sincere, because I honestly think I don't know how old this guy is, but I'm going to say a teenager. I
think Pegasus is in his mid-20s.
Age commentary YouTuber. I'm going to say that their version of sincere is going to look very different than mine. I'll take what I can get right now from this guy. When I'm giving my actual...
Why are you being so sweet to Pegasus, bro? I was so excited. Fuck iDubbbz, dude. God damn, it can't do anything right. Fucking loser.
I'm giving my actual authentic take about something. You don't need to put the blame on my wife. You don't need to say that she's controlling me. This is very off base. People who are in relationships, they communicate, they talk. This is just the reality of getting in a relationship and becoming more enmeshed. Like, it happens. If we eventually have a kid together, like, it's very important that we're on the same page and that we communicate. I know.
You know what's funny is that I remember there's a clip where Anissa says that she'll never have kids or whatever. She doesn't want to have kids. And iDubbbz saying that he does want to have kids is interesting. Okay, I'm not like, I don't want to like read too much into that, but I don't think I've ever heard iDubbbz talk about wanting to have kids. I feel like that's never been something. I don't know, just cool little development. I don't think it means anything. I don't want to read into it. Kids, that's its own thing. If iDubbbz has a kid, I wish it well. I wish him well with his family and shit. But interesting. I've never heard him bring that up. New stage in iDubbbz life.
I know it might feel like you have some outsider insight, but it is just very wrong. I feel very free to speak my truth. Yeah, I agree, Bri.
I'm really hoping iDubbbz does something about Tectone here. Bring up the allegations. Bring them up.
Do you want to know why this shit makes me so mad? Because there was a point in time back in OnlyFans season 1 where I was like, dude, iDubbbz is the fucking man. Such a chill guy. So down to earth. Loved meeting him in real life. Loved playing games with him. This guy was the fucking man.
I think Tectone is remembering this in a kind of a weird way. It seems like he's very nostalgic and happy about it. He's being very over the top of how epic I was. But by this time, everyone had like decided that Anissa controls my life and that I'm a beta male soy cuck boy. So it actually is very funny that he's coming out now saying like, man, he was the man just 2 years ago. It's like, dude, the fucking cat was out of the bag 2 years ago.
Man, okay, say what you will, man. iDubbbz, I think iDubbbz is cooking in this video. Like, there's not really much I can criticize here. He's kind of, he understands his position. I think he's defending everything pretty well. I think this is one of the first iDubbbz videos in a while where I'm like, shit, I think he's cooking. I think he's actually cooking.
Also, it's weird because I didn't play games with him other than we were in the same guild. I don't know. I think he's just trying to add on to this narrative that the internet likes of, man, he used to be so awesome. He was so cool. And then he fucking got corrupted by that fucking bitch.
He was one of my favorite content creators of all time. And to see that this is what he became. I mean, this guy inspired me to do content. Like my breakdown.
Damn, fuck. That might be the worst thing iDubbbz ever did. That might be the fucking cardinal sin of iDubbbz's career, is getting Tectone to start making content.
On people's entire character was inspired by iDubbbz. And it's so lame. Like to see what one woman's pussy and Hassan can do to a mother.
Bro. I don't disagree with the message necessarily, but the messenger is a fucking freak and I don't like it.
Is insane to me. And if he just would have,
like, it is whether you like iDubbbz, whether I like this video or not, because I think iDubbbz is cooking a lot in this video. It is crazy how much Anissa's been able to change him. Obviously, a lot of that is also iDubbbz's personal growth and shit. But I think more than anything, his career essentially getting fucking nuked because of Anissa, for the most part. Obviously, iDubbbz has his own hand in his personal failures online. But I also don't want to hear Tectone talking about fucking relationships and shit.
Would have remained true to himself, he wouldn't have ended up this husk of a man.
Yeah, but that's the other thing, right? Like, they expect him to not change at all. That's like the flip. Like, I'm not necessarily expecting iDubbbz to have like been, you know, the same edgy guy that he always was. Like, as you get older, you're gonna change what you feel and what you're thinking, right? Probably one of the issues that Tectone faces is that he hasn't changed enough. He hasn't matured enough. I mean, how often do we have a video of Tectone saying, I'm taking a mental health break, guys. I'm losing my mind. Like, I hear Tectone giving opinions. I'm like, dude, how about you give opinions on like the credible allegations that are against you with your ex-wife? How about that?
Today, and probably would have way more viewers and wouldn't having to be making content that he hates for money. It's just...
This is such fucking cope, man. Like, hearing Tectone say it, it's just like, it's reminding me how many times I've heard this fucking script. These people cannot fathom that the based epic N-word guy has changed his mind over time. It's got to be a woman's pussy or Hassan. I think if they accept that I came to that decision on my own, they have to reckon with some demons of their own. Like, it's hard to accept the fact that
I think like iDubbbz definitely, bro, what am I saying? Of course iDubbbz came to like, of course iDubbbz grew up. Like, I don't think he was going to be saying the N-word or the F slur like his whole life. I don't think he was going to be making edgy shit content all the time. I mean, do you see Joji out here making hair cake part 5, poop cake? You see Joji making that type of content? No. You know what I mean? Like, people make the content they make, and then, you know, they make something else. And as you get older, the something else becomes more refined, perhaps less offensive, maybe more thoughtful. And I think, again, we can still have our criticisms of Anissa. We can still have our criticisms of their relationship and stuff. But I think 100%, like, I do agree that, like, people have overinflated Anissa's role in iDubbbz's personal development. Now, I think iDubbbz is also underplaying how important it was in this video here, but it's somewhere in the middle. And, you know, I'm just going to say it. I think despite my opinions on their relationship and how negative or positive it's been for iDubbbz in his career and his reputation, I think the sign of a good relationship is probably that, like, you influence each other, that, like, you rub off on each other. If you like each other, you'll rub off on each other. Your thoughts, your patterns, your ideas, they will change each other, you know?
I've taken this journey, and it's not one I regret. It's actually one that I've felt better after doing.
And Tectone is right. This guy is such a disappointment. Like, iDubbbz.
Of course, Pegasus coming in and goes, and Tectone is right. And Tectone is right. Shut the fuck up, dude. Pegasus sucks.
Calling people incels when the first woman he met literally destroyed, like, took over his life and destroyed him, dude.
I don't know if this is your own theory or if it's just like implanted in your brain from all the other hate videos, but Anissa is not the first person or not the first woman I've met. I've met plenty of other women. She's certainly not the first woman I've dated, and certainly not the first woman I've had sex with. But I will admit that she is the first woman I married.
Pretty good. Pretty good. That was pretty good from iDubbbz. I'll give him that.
Also, there are a lot of grown men out there who were outraged to find out that I changed my last name from Washburn to Jama when I married.
Yep, and I'm not changing my opinion on that. It's soy. It's cringe. Defend your honor. No, it is soy and cringe, though.
Anissa,
who took his wife's last name, taking Anissa's last name, taking your wife's last name.
He's taken her last name.
His last name?
The last name, the story. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's so many. I forgot.
I think some of these people think I'm trying to push a woke agenda or some shit, but I don't give a fuck what anyone does with their own last names. This is what I chose to do because I like her last name better.
Hey, clear and to the point. Clear and to the point. I'll give him that. I disagree with it. I think it's cringe, but also I'm saying I disagree with it. I mean, it's his fucking name, right? I will still say it's soy. I can't not say it's soy. I mean, your last name is a part of your identity to whatever degree, right? We have societal norms. That breaks the norm. I'm sorry. You're not allowed to break norms. Nope, not allowed. Not in this house.
When my rancid boxing coach and his wife decided to go on the H3 podcast as like this mutual exchange of talking shit about Anissa and I in exchange for $5,000, that was sort of under the premise that I owed them some sort of bonus money.
Yeah, I mean, like, we were also promised a bonus on CC1 and we never got it. But because Michael is so nice, he didn't want to like make Ian feel uncomfortable and ask Ian and Anissa about it.
And I was always under the assumption that there was no bonus because even though he told me there was a bonus, he then disappeared for 6 months and I never saw him. So I was like, was there a bonus or was there not a bonus?
There was never a bonus. I never spoke to these losers about a bonus. I was paying these people an hourly rate to do the job that I asked for them to do, and they got paid. This fucking loser with the beard got paid $32,000 for.
Hell yeah! Receipts, iDubbbz. This fucking loser got 30K. What the fuck is he complaining about? Sit down, pussy. You worried about another 5K? Fuck you. Yeah, that man. Finally, some closure. That's what's up. Open the books up.
For training an influencer to box, and she got paid $9,000 to film some of it. They
$9K for filming, especially if you're just some chick and you don't even like, you're not even a filmmaker or whatever. That's pretty good.
Conveniently never talked to either one of us about it.
You confronted about that? You asked them, or you didn't want to
I just let it be.
Because I'm the same.
They conveniently don't have any text messages or emails or contracts that have anything to do with bonus money because that conversation.
You know what? Maybe she deserved to be anyway, I'm not gonna go into that. That's a bad joke. This is a bad joke. But hey man, shout out iDubbbz fucking pulling receipts.
Didn't happen. They are lying to Ethan and his crew, and they're lying to the audience.
How is it that we put on this great event? We raised $1.3 million for charity, and he promised us a bonus. And then right after the event, he just kind of pretend like he's too busy to check in with us.
So this couple made $41,000 off of iDubbbz, and they're worried about 5K. I don't know, man. I don't know. You guys seem pretty Brazilian.
Check in with you. I don't need to fucking check in with you. You're not my parents. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You weren't promised a bonus. I was doing my own shit. Why the fuck would I want to spend my time with you when I'm filming a show with Dax Flame? You guys are fucking losers.
You confronted about that? You asked them, or you didn't want to
I just let it be.
Because I'm the same.
If it was promised to you, if this imaginary bonus was promised to you, that should give you a lot of confidence to at least say, bonus? That's potentially a lot of money.
True. If it was promised to you, why didn't you say anything? No, I just let it be. Who the fuck just lets it be if it was promised to you?
money for you, you know, in this fictional scenario where you were promised a bonus, surely it makes sense to at least inquire if it was promised to you, right? Because I'd been consistently paying you day after day for all the work you were doing. So if I never missed a payment for you and your wife and a bonus was promised at some point, then don't you think it would be pretty fucking obvious and apparent that you should text me, hey, what about that bonus? Of course, but there was no bonus because you're fucking lying. Like,
let's go! Get fucking exposed. Get fucking exposed. Fuck yeah, iDubbbz is so back.
Like, fuck these crooked people. They came on this
Absolutely, fuck them both. I don't like the way he talks, and she's dumb as bricks. Let's go, iDubbbz. I'm fucking Team Jomha right now. I'm so happy. Finally, some good-ass content.
Podcast, they use this bonus thing as some sort of, like, weird exchange of, like,
H3 better invite these fucking losers back on. I need part 2. Let's go. Bring it home.
Yeah, we can't go on the podcast and just talk blatant shit about our clients. So what we're instead going to do is pretend like we were stiffed by our clients after they promised us a windfall of cash. There's so many other truthful things that they could have focused on the podcast that would have made me look like a bitch to a certain, you know, sector of the internet. One of those things being me crying after a tough sparring session. Like, that's truthful.
Did you say he cried?
We had to have a meeting.
I always thought that this was the gayest part, like the most cringe part that they ever did. Like, you're a boxing coach. You're a boxing coach's wife. Look at how fucking wide her eyes got. She fucking stapled those things back, all right? She wanted to make sure you... Anyways, listen, they got way too excited to talk about a fucking a boxer in their gym crying after sparring. Like, that doesn't happen all the time. That happens frequently, consistently, okay? Maybe not every day, but it happens. And I never liked that this fucking boxing coach and his dumb as bricks wife were out here saying things like, he cried after sparring, what a pussy.
Yeah, so after that, so he was crying.
Look at her laugh. Yeah, look at her laugh. iDubbbz is in the right. He's in the wrong. She's in the wrong. You know what? Nobody cares about what happened to her.
It's okay to cry, but it's not okay for him to cry. Now, to the crew of the H3 podcast, I have something important to say. I think you are all pieces of shit. All right, everyone, that is going to do it.
Yo, I like this guy. This guy's cool. This is awesome. This was a good video. This is great content. Keep doing this. I want you to come clean part 2, please.
Do it for this episode of iDubbbz Complains. If you want to hear me complaining live in your ears, particularly today, if you're watching this video the day it comes out, go and check out my Twitch live stream. I'll put a link in the description. I am going to be reacting to the H3 podcast where my rat coach and his rat wife are being nasty rats together. So go give it a watch, give it a listen, and I'll, probably for the rest of this month, I will be reacting to shit and, I don't know, fucking stirring the pot. So thank you for watching.
Fuck yeah. This is great. This is awesome. I have no complaints. What do you want me to say? I think this was a great video. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that, as you can see from the runtime of the video, I've fucking disagreed with or given my opinion on. But overall, this is like one of the better pieces of content I've seen iDubbbz put out in a long time.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.
Hell yeah. That was great. It was a great video.